Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Papa was cracking. It's D. About to react to this video by Jamari. It's titled "The Never Ending Nightmare of Fouseytube." Gotta react to this vid before I take off my makeup and go to sleep. I've been out all night. It's really late, but I only got 3 videos to put up, so this is my 4th one. Anyway, that's nothing to do with anything. About to see what's going on with Fousey or whatever. Somebody told me to react to this, and they said that he's in a mental hospital or something now, and I guess he gonna talk about that. At this point, I don't trust him. I don't trust what he doing. I don't like how he's exploiting his mental illness. Now I'm starting to question if he actually does have a mental illness. I don't trust this man at all, but sure. Let's see what he got to say. Let's watch.
So over the last week, Fouseytube has once again found himself to be involved in some massive drama, and he also might possibly be in trouble with the law. Previously, we talked about how Fousey is pretty much on this never-ending cycle of building himself up to these massive proportions just to tear himself down in a very public fashion. It's like right when he gets his grimy little hands around the slightest bit of clout, the slightest bit of internet fame, and especially money, is the exact moment that he begins to self-destruct. Now, I actually have a ton of clips to show you guys today, but I thought I would start with this one because it really does show you how he begins to act and treat other people once his ego gets so inflated. I mean, at this point, it's almost like the Grinch's heart, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Obviously, he had been doing his thing with the live streams, and like many other streamers out there, he began to have problems with doxing, swatting, and just general harassment from people watching his streams. Now in this first clip, you're gonna see his reaction to someone calling a restaurant he was eating at, pretending like they were gonna make the place explode. Watch as he has no sympathy at all for this waitress.
Hey, Brett, do you want us to leave? I can't turn it, I'm not doing anything. I can leave. I'll leave, it's okay. You seem like you're gonna cry. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Nobody's doing a right, man. Wake up.
Don't wake up.
A 13-year-old at home trying to scare you. Don't cry. Somebody called in in 2018 and made me lose millions of dollars. They're doing this to me, not you guys. I don't want the food, by the way, and I'm not paying for it. It just came out. No. It's a restaurant. I don't want the food.
Damn.
And you see how he wants her to have all the understanding in the world for him? Like, oh yeah, I know this all sounds sketchy. I know my explanation is pretty much just stupid to anyone who doesn't really understand internet culture. And then he wants to turn around and have absolutely no understanding for her. It's like he can't wrap his mind around why this woman would be scared. Someone's calling a restaurant saying they're gonna make it go boom. And you guys notice how now that he has a little bit of money, he's now rocking the Cuban chain jewelry. He's spending money on designer clothing. It's just apparent to me that this is a very materialistic man right here. He's also the type of person that just makes decisions pretty much on a whim, with some of them being pretty life-changing, like right here where he fired everyone on his team.
Hold on, before we go. Just so you guys know I'm not lying. You only deem fire everybody. Everybody. If they're on payroll, fire them. They don't get a 2-week notice. They don't get a severance package. They don't get a recommendation to any other businesses or anything. They can go f themselves.
So like we said, he's in this self-destructive cycle, and part of that always seems to be distancing himself from pretty much everyone that he's close to. And to me, it's like this guy is almost always blaming anyone that he can for his own downfall. He points a finger at her, he points a finger at him, when really he just needs to look into the mirror and realize that he's the one f***ing himself up time and time again. Once you're out here spending time with Sneeko of all people, your career is gonna rapidly go like this. In this clip right here, he starts spending some time with the Island Boys, and that one kid that kept coming out and kissing them. And Fousey is actually so terrible that he has me siding with that kid.
Yo, you're a little bitch.
Keep in mind, guys, he came into this guy's house and started acting like this, splashing him with water and even smacking him up.
I'm actually 33 years old. Hey, but yo, give me some water bottle,
He's nobody's 33, alright? 43.
Hey, now we can't bust. There's a whole... Oh!
I slapped the dog shit out of you.
You punching a...
I slapped you, dog. 5 fingers to the face.
So clearly Fousey was out of control, and there began to be this running theme on his stream, where he started to pretty much bully anyone who was much smaller than him. And just another clip right here of him acting like an angsty 12-year-old, making fun of a mall cop just trying to do his job.
Oh, pump blood. Hey, watch this. Sir, how you doing? I saw you in the movie. You were in the movie. Pump blood.
Like, my guy, who are you to try and shit on anyone else's appearance when you are 40 years old, wearing a shiesty mask, you're missing a tooth from your nasty-ass veneers, and you were so insecure about going bald that you tattooed on your hairline multiple times. Like, honestly, dude, your head looks like a f***ing bicycle seat. And here's just another example of Fousey bullying someone smaller than him. This guy, Neon, seemed to be his target over and over again. Not saying I'm really...
So, I watched another video about Fousey, but I have not seen any of these clips. None of these clips were in the other video, by the way.
Standing up for him. I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy first got fame for faking his own death. So it's a bunch of classy individuals that Fousey is dealing with here.
I swear on my life, I don't sign you a kid. I'm gonna be number one on kid. Don't get over Asian. If you keep this shit up with Wallahi, you're never gonna be on my screens ever again. Wallahi.
Whoa!
Somebody else.
Oh my God. Oh, I did.
Yes, you do. I don't. You have to say Wallahi, I'm humble. You're not humble. You be humble by showing how humble you are.
You're
by
saying
straight to your house and say, eat my food before I took a bite.
What?
And he would pretty much continue to beat this guy up time and time again on his stream.
A roll at his
made him his
head?
punching bag. And here this man Fousey gives a lecture to his security guard about the behind-the-scenes problems of these different YouTubers and TikTokers.
Drunk? Hey, you enough my... Every YouTuber loves that, I don't know why. Every YouTuber that I know, I can expose so many, they love doing off their penises.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds like a whole lot of projection to me. I mean, I don't doubt the idea that a lot of scumbag YouTubers out there are doing degenerate things. But once he starts to bring up the pay for play, we know you're talking about yourself, Fousey. We know the problems that you've had for years. And look at the security guard here. He's just like, what the f*** am I doing with my life?
Damn.
And this is where the drama kind of stops. And the problems with the actual law begin.
This is what I
told you guys that Fousey had been getting swatted by random trolls. Something I think nobody even...
I react to a whole video about this. If you're curious, it's the last Fouseytube video I reacted to.
Here was actually trying to dox Fousey for weeks, and I guess he's the one that made Fousey kind of lose his marbles. I'm not even gonna give him his 15 minutes of fame by showing his calls with the police, but...
That's lame. So it was him doing it? But I already saw that whole portion of the video.
Free Fousey! Here we have a clip of Sneeko talking about the arrest situation.
A lot of people who've been paying attention said that this is like the fourth time this happened. That he gets all the way up, goes all the way back down, all the way up, all the way down. How can he turn that? Because his whole thing is like it's gonna crash. How can he sustain this?
But when he goes up though, this is the farthest he's ever went up.
And that is absolutely not true. This is not the farthest that he's ever went up. I don't think that people truly understand like the magnitude that was Fousey back in the day. I mean, right now he might have like this little niche clout within this streamer community that's actually pretty small in the grand scheme of things. Before, I would say he was on a more mainstream level and was getting way better opportunities. Like he actually had a chance to maybe become an actor one day or become someone more notable than like an internet celebrity.
Like this is the farthest he ever went up, and
it's not true.
I mean, in my head, if I was in his position, I just can't.
Bryce, then you get your ass whooped. Shut up.
Right now, if I heard the number $30 million,
not a real number.
$30 million to just not fuck up and just, you can sign this tomorrow in a week if you just don't fuck up. That would click in my head, like the word $30 million. I'd be like, oh.
For those of you guys that don't know, he's talking about this alleged kick deal that Fousey had on the table, and all he had to do was not fuck up. You hear a lot of rumblings coming from the Rumbles and the Kicks of the world. Oh, they're offering this person $10 million, they're offering him $5 million. $30 million! There's a whole bunch of bullshit. They throw these figures around so they can make headlines, but they're not paying Fousey $30 million for this stream. And I actually did want to take a moment to remind you guys how quickly Fousey's personality changes, and how just very recently he had actually become a pretty likable person. He was owning up to a lot of his bullshit in the past, and at least to me it seemed like he had shed his skin and was ready to turn over a new leaf in life.
I might not be the best fighter in the ring, but when it comes to a fighter in life, I know I win every single time. The other day, someone messaged me and he told me he wanted I said, brother, you don't want to die. You want this version of you that's living to die. You want the current circumstances you're in to die. But you don't ever want to die. Don't ever give up. Don't ever quit. God always got you. Last year I thought my life was over time and time again. I don't stop. I don't quit. Alhamdulillah.
And it's just perplexing to me because at times, Fousey can come off as very likable. I mean, this right here is someone who I can see people actually cheering for, wanting to kind of be in his corner. But then he turns around and just becomes an absolute egomaniac. And at that point, it's just more like a car crash. It's like, yes, you want to look away while you're driving by, but you just can't take your eyes off. Like, look at the contrast between that last clip and the way he's talking about himself right here.
Dog, there's a team behind me. I have handlers right now. I'm big. I'm big time. I'm bigger than social media now. I'm like real-time celebrity status. I have handlers.
And in this last clip right here that came out yesterday, Fousey actually gives us an update from the mental hospital.
Hey guys, I'm really upset because I was hoping you guys would interact with me on Discord. I'm here with Bassem. but you guys are being really weird, so forget about it. Just want to say hi. I miss y'all. I'm currently under, what's it called? This thing the cops put me under. I forgot the name of the act. When you can't leave a mental hospital until you get clearance.
It's not a nice act.
It's not a nice act. Can't leave the hospital until I get clearance from the police. So I've been here for 4 days now. They drug me up every day. Anytime I say something wrong, wallahi, they put a needle this big into my arm. But I love y'all. I made the 0.4-second shot. I got fouled out. That's all it is. I'll be back. Y'all know that. Season 2 on the way. We champions now. Let's get it. G7, baby.
Now, I just want to know, how long do you guys think this can truly go on before people stop caring about his various antics? It's also interesting to me that we now have these platforms like Kick and Rumble. They really do encourage degeneracy, and at this point, people are out here being rewarded for acting like this. It really is just crazy to me how quickly things can change. But y'all let me know what you guys think.
That's really fucking sad. He is 1000% right. People get rewarded for acting like buffoons. It's really fucking sad. And I mean, granted, he might very well have some type of disorder, but I don't trust this nigga Roach. I don't. Because at this point, he is exploiting his mental illness to the highest degree, and that tells me that you have some level of awareness and you know what the fuck is going on, you know what you're doing, and you don't seem like someone who actually wants to help themselves. So I cannot feel sorry for someone who does not want to help themselves. Okay? And again, it just makes me question everything. Like, maybe he does have some, you know, mental illness, but it's not as extreme as he's trying to paint it out to be. I feel like he's playing it up for the camera, honestly, because he's benefiting from it. And it's sad that these platforms allow these influencers to gain, you know, this virality from acting an ass. It's just a terrible what's the word I'm looking for? It's really late. Terrible role model. terrible role model for these kids, because they're like, oh, if I act stupid too, I can go viral too. I don't fuck with it at all. So honestly, I don't feel sorry for him. I hope they keep him in there for a while so he can think about, you know, what the fuck he doing, think about his actions. He's in there on a 5150. I feel like that's what it's called. So yeah, maybe they put him in there because he was acting out. But yeah, I don't know what to believe, honestly. And I'm really tired. But yes, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!